Picture the scene. Jesus has gone to the temple. It's a Sabbath day. He sat down and began to preach, and a whole crowd has gathered around him. And it's this moment that the Pharisees decide to drag this woman through the streets, and they throw her at Jesus' feet, and they declare, "We caught her in the very act of adultery." And they pronounce their judgment, death by stoning. Stoning was this brutal form of execution, but not only was it that, it was also deeply shameful and exposing. It was designed to be done in front of everyone, in front of the whole community that people lived in. And, they make the point, and the Bible tells us that the Pharisees are like, "We caught her in the very act of adultery." Maybe her hair is down, maybe her clothes are torn, maybe she's not even wearing some clothes, just feeling utterly exposed and utterly naked in front of Jesus and the crowd. And it's so ironic that they come and they throw at Jesus' feet. They don't really ask him what to do. They declare the judgment and they say, "Jesus, what are you going to say?" In a few weeks, Jesus knows that he's going to have to endure his own form of execution. He's going to have to go to the cross. And it's this ironic thing and the beauty of this scene that they elect Jesus as judge, a Jesus who in just a few weeks' time knows that he's going to bear sin and shame on the cross. And we make the cross such a noble thing. And we have these pictures of Jesus almost elegantly nailed to the cross. But the truth is, it was one of the most humiliating acts of execution that the world has ever seen. He knew what it was to be dragged through the streets. He knew what it was to be spat on. He knew what it was to be naked in front of people as they jeered at him and declared he deserves to die. And so they say to Jesus, "What are you going to do?" And we know how this story plays out. We know that Jesus is going to manage to turn it around. He's going to manage to save the woman, and he's going to also manage to remove her shame in this moment. Luckily for this woman on that day, Jesus was stood in the crowd as she was surrounded by accusers. The Bible's clear. They caught her in the act. She was guilty. But still, Jesus was stood in the crowd that day. And for us, so often the same is true. So often we know that we've done something wrong, we know that we're guilty, and we can find ourselves feeling like we're also face down in the dirt, surrounded by the accusers, telling us we deserve to die, we've fallen short, we've messed up. But just like that woman, we also never have to deal with that without knowing that Jesus is in the crowd too. I just want to leave you today with the words of a really old hymn, which says, "The accuser may roar of sins that I have done. I know them all and thousands more. Jehovah knoweth none."